Hey YouTube, it's Colorado Prepper. Before I get into this video, I just want to interpret a little bit of the Bible. This is the parable of the laborers in the vineyard. It comes from the mouth of Jesus. It is Matthew chapter 20, starting at verse 1. For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for the usual daily wage, he sent them into his vineyard. When he went out about 9 o'clock, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said to them, "You also go into the vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is right." So they went. When he went out again about noon and about 3 o'clock, he did the same. And about 5 o'clock he went out and found others standing around. And he said to them, "Why are you standing here idle all day?" They said to him, "Because no one has hired us." He said to them, "You also go into the vineyard." When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his manager, "Call the laborers and give them their pay, beginning with the last and then going to the first." When those hired about 5 o'clock came, each of them received the usual daily wage. Now when the first came, they thought they would receive more, but each of them also received the usual daily wage. And when they received it, they grumbled against the landowner, saying, "These last worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us who have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat." But he replied to one of them, "Friend, I'm doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for the usual daily wage? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give this last the same as I give to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me? Or are you envious because I am generous? So the last will be first, and the first will be last." So as I understand it, at the end of the age, anyone who's being tortured in hell is released from the tortures of hell, as I understand it. That means people who have been in hell 40, 50 years, suffering the tortures of hell, they get released, but somebody else who's only spent a month suffering the tortures of hell also gets released. The first will be last, and the last will be first. It's better to be born by the end of the age, being last, than it is to be born 100 years ago, which is first. If you're born at the end of the age, you don't have to suffer the tortures of hell at all. If you do, maybe you have to suffer it for 2 months, 3 months. At the end of the age, they'll all be released. And the ones who have suffered the tortures of hell for 50 years will get the same blessing as the people who have suffered the tortures of hell for a month. The first will be last, and the last will be first. The first are not released for decade after decade. But the ones who are born later, who are born toward the end of the age, they may not suffer the tortures of hell at all. So this is a parable meaning at the end of the age, people will be released from the tortures of hell, and the ones who came around at the end of the age are the most blessed. They are the last who are first, because they don't have to suffer the tortures of hell really at all, or at least a lot of them. That's how I interpret that Bible verse. Now, this is a video on a list. Everybody should have a list of things to do before bugging out. This is so you don't forget something crucial. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of different stuff that's not in my bug out bag. I have a folding saw, a Coleman folding saw. I got permission to keep it in my room here. I keep it under my bed. The reason being, if I walk around with my pack on a lot for exercise. Put on my pack and I go walk around the block. I walk 36, 42, 48 blocks or so with my bug out bag on me. Don't want to put my folding saw in there. The reason being, now and then I get stopped by a cop. If they find it, they may consider it an illegal weapon. The folding saw is more than 3.5 inches of blade. So the limit for a legal blade here in Colorado is 3.5 inches. So they may interpret it as an illegal weapon. I also have a spear with a metal spearhead. Who knows what they'll think of that? I don't have all my stuff together in my pack. There's stuff I need to put in there. I don't have all my cigarettes contained in my pack. A lot of my cigarettes are under my bed. I have a lot of stuff to put together before I go and bug out. I have a list of things to do before I go and bug out. Everybody should make such a list. That's just so you don't forget something crucial. Now look what I'm wearing here. I've got a bandana covering the back of my neck. This is a wise thing to wear. It'll protect your neck from the sun. And even better than that, you can pour water on this bandana and put it under your hat and put it over your neck. And it'll cool you right down. It'll keep you from overheating in the heat of the day. It's a bit of a task to heat your whole shirt and everything. I mean, to wet your whole shirt and everything. But you can wet this just by pouring water from your water bottle onto this bandana, and you put it under your hat, put it over your neck. It'll cool you down and keep you from overheating in the heat of the day. I recommend everybody wear a bandana if they use a baseball cap like this. Anyway, this is my list of what to do before bugging out. Put on long john, sweatshirt, fleece, and Ranger vest. Pack any extra cigarettes. Pack my spear. Pack my folding saw. Retrieve knives and meds from staff. Put on baseball cap. Spray on some sunblock. Assemble my bag. Pack my bag of coins. It's just my spare change. You know, I don't want to leave behind any money if I need money for something. Sometimes I have like $10 in coins. So I pack my bag of coins. Pack my radio. Put on heavy wool socks. And put on 3 t-shirts and 3 pairs of underwear. This is my list of things to do. It covers everything I could think of that I need to do before bugging out. I really think everybody should make such a list. You can easily forget something. If I forget my spear, that's a big deal. If I forget my folding saw, that's a big deal. If I can't forget to retrieve my knives and my meds, that's a big deal. So make a list of things to do. Make sure I don't forget anything, because there's several crucial things on that list. Anyway, that about wraps up this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.